That's tremendous. We've got a question here from Susan Rennie. Susan asks, do you think having an 11-day break between the Georgia game and the Argentina game has been a blessing to the team, allowing them time to recover and offering an opportunity to prepare physically and mentally? Gregor, maybe to you first.
Yes,
that break.
It has. Argentina and England are two toughest matches in the pool. They finished second and third in the last World Cup. They're fantastic teams in World Cup competitions. So to get a longer time to prepare for this first game and then 6 days for the second game will be great. We'll be able to cover quite a lot off this week at training. It meant it was a tough turnaround in Invercargill, 4 days between two games, and as Kelly said, they were real physical contests. That was difficult, so we can't underrate the performance that the boys put in against Georgia. But now we've got a week tomorrow to prepare for, so that's looking good.
In terms of preparation, Kelly, give the supporters a bit of a flavour of what's involved in a daily training day for a team player.
Well, it clearly varies quite a lot, but yesterday we had a rugby session in the morning, followed by weights yesterday afternoon, and then today we have got a rugby session again this morning, followed by we're going to go out and coach some kids this afternoon, so that'll be fun. And then as it moves on through the week, it's just a mixture of pitch sessions, and I think we've got a couple of days off, and we obviously keep going with our gym work as well.
It's a really intensive programme that the coaches have set you, but there's a balance there in terms of making sure that you're getting an opportunity to interact with some local people as well. And we've got an open training session this afternoon where we expect, I think, thousands of kids from the Wellington area are going to come down and meet some of you guys, and that's something which is really important to you guys, acting as ambassadors for rugby in general.
Oh yes, it certainly is, and also, you know, with being here, you know, the more locals we can get on our side and get them down to the stadium and get them screaming for Scotland, you know, it's going to benefit us when we're on the pitch as well, but it's also it's very good to give something back to the game.
We saw yesterday, Gregor, some of us were fortunate enough to go down to Christchurch to see the aftermath of their tragedy following the earthquake, and I think it was a pretty inspirational day for all those that travelled down.
Yeah, so you mentioned before, I asked Kelly what his highlight of the World Cup was, and that was for me to get the opportunity to go to Christchurch, to hand over that cheque for over $85,000, which was a great effort from all those involved, organising that dinner, selling tables, being involved there at night in the auction. So they really appreciated the gesture that we'd raise money for the appeal, and that's going to be used for facilities, rugby facilities, to improve out in Christchurch. And just to meet the people there and see that spirit of optimism right throughout the city, that they're working hard to get their city back on their feet. And then later going on to see the devastation was pretty scary. It looked like a film set of a disaster movie, and you hear the stories of having no water, of schools now having to share, come together and fit their school day, 1 in the morning, another school coming into the same building in the afternoon, and you can only imagine what went on during those two earthquakes in September and February. But they're very good people, hard-working people, and a lot of connections with back home. We met Darryl Gibson and Dave Hewitt, who are the assistant coaches at the Crusaders, one of the best teams in the world, if not the best rugby side, and they finished their careers in Scotland, just like their head coach Todd Blackadder. It was good meeting the rugby people, great to see the city, and you feel a real empathy that we've got the links there, and it's a shame. We were supposed to be playing Argentina in Christchurch next weekend, and just to be there and passing our best wishes was very good.
It's a very special day, and I think we had Al Kellogg and Ewan Murray down there, and I know they both really enjoyed their time there and spending some time with the young people that did a bit of coaching. I saw Al being tackled on a number of occasions by some very aggressive young Kiwi boys, and they just love the rugby out here. Yeah,
it's great seeing the kids running around. There's so many kids play rugby, and it's obviously the number one sport in New Zealand, and they're excellent at a small age, and you saw these little Maori kids sidestepping and running about 20 yards to smash Ewan. Fortunately, the boys didn't pick up any injuries yesterday, because I think a 6-year-old almost tried to knock Ewan on his back.
Yeah, it's quite a special day. Maybe just sort of turning to to the games ahead. Bill MacArthur has written from Facebook and asked, does the squad think it can overcome Argentina and England to hopefully top the group? Maybe to you first of all, Kelly.
Yes, as simple as that. You know, we've shown in the first two games. You know, we've shown some good glimpses. We possibly haven't put together the complete performance yet, but I'm sure that is coming, and I'm sure will come within the next two games and beyond.
And Gregor, for you, sort of focusing now on the Argentina game in particular, what's the key driver just now in terms of the drills that the players will be involved with over the coming days?
Well, we've got to look at the areas we have to get better at, so there'll still be a debrief of the Georgia game and things that we've been working on over the last few weeks that just need a little bit of detail to fix. That's the first thing. Then we will be looking at Argentina, what threats they pose, how we get our strengths in the game, and how we really put Argentina under pressure. I believe that we have the players and the tactics to win our last two games. We will have to play close to our best level, if not at our best level, to beat Argentina and England. And we've shown in the last few years that we can beat those teams, so it will be a challenge, but I know our boys are up for it.
Kirsty Franklin asked a very sort of straightforward question, which is, how do you go about planning to get past Argentina? I guess there's been a lot of preparation for all four of the pool games for a number of months.
Yes, we've watched a lot of games. Argentina is a little bit trickier because they only played one match this year, and that was Wales as a World Cup warm-up, and we've obviously seen what they've done against England. But it's more looking at the strengths of the Argentinian rugby in the past. I think we played them 3 times out the last 2 seasons, so we know that the rugby they want to play, the rugby that they rely on to win big games. But it is just a case of seeing whether they've tweaked anything over the last 6 months and seeing if there's anything there that will pose us a threat or will be an opportunity for us to get our game in place.
Kelly, Gregor mentioned he'd watched the game last night against Australia and Ireland.
Yep.
Have the players managed to catch glimpses of some of the games that have been taking place?
Yes, we've watched a lot of games. It's going to be said. We've probably seen most of them anyway. But it's great, you know, to see these different sides play each other, and some of the teams here you don't get to see play very often. So it's been fantastic to see that, and we've certainly watched our fair share of rugby.
And in terms of away from the rugby field, what are you managing to do in your downtime? I mean, clearly you're catching up with home and families, but the boys managing to do a little bit of relaxing themselves, and what happens in the team room?
Well, the guys just, when we're not training, you know, the guys like to go out for coffees, or on days off you sometimes manage to squeeze in a game of golf, or on Friday we had a bus tour of the city, so it was great to get out there and see different parts of the city, and they took us across to the studios where they made the Lord of the Rings, so it was great to get out and see these things.
And they're quite competitive in camp. I think there's a bit of table tennis taking place now and again.
Yeah, there's a bit of table tennis, but I stay as far away from that as I can because I'm afraid I don't have the skills. But that's there is normally table tennis going on, and it's normally either Mike Blair or Dan Parks.
Gregor Townsend.
Not Gregor. Not Gregor. He likes to think he's a challenger, but he's not really.
So you keep your hand into table tennis, Gregor?
I haven't played as much this tour. I often try and beat some of the lower ranked guys, and then try and take on Mike or Dan if I get sent away. And I had the worst experience ever. Usually I can handle Andy Robinson and beat him, and he's obviously been getting lessons, and he sneaked a win, and that'll be him. He won't take me on again. He'll just say, "I beat you the last time, and that's it. I'm better than you."